following is a paid program. The opinions expressed are not necessarily those of WNBU and Interbanks Media. Welcome to All Things Money with David Blain, a thoughtful and revealing discussion of actionable ideas and effective strategies to help you through the complex world of investing, taxes, and real estate. Now, with All Things Money, here's David Blain.
Hello and welcome to All Things Money. I'm your host, David Blain. Thank you for joining us today. We're broadcasting on 94.1 FM WNBU, as well as cable TV 10 in New Bern. Some of you may be watching on the web. We've got the video and audio posted there on our website, dlblain.com. We welcome you as well. We do the show for you, our viewers and listeners. So if you have any comments or questions, please let us know. We love to hear from you, what you're thinking, what you want us to talk about, any questions you have on something that we may have mentioned on the show. So our number is 252-633-0107. And the email here at the show is allthingsmoney@dlblain.com. And, of course, you can go to the website and contact us through there as well. Well, last week we were talking about college. It's the season of, graduation coming up and high school seniors looking at schools to go to and venturing forth out into the world. And for parents, it's a nervous time. If you're paying for it, maybe grandparents are paying for it. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about some college issues. Last week we talked about the highest paid college majors, and they're virtually all engineers, computer science, things like that. Don't see any social work or art on there. So if you're going to school to get an income or a job, make sure you understand what the prospects are for you. Especially, not that I'm against those things, but when you borrow a lot of money for your education, it can lead to really a life of indebtedness if you don't major in something that has the ability to pay back your education. And we talked about how, despite our less than enamored view of a lot of four-year colleges, frankly, a lot of them are it's a lot of money for not a lot, that college grads still earn much more than high school dropouts. So at a minimum, you want to make sure you get that high school diploma. Anyway, we'll talk some more about some college issues. Before I get into that, there's a couple things. One, I just want to touch on that Australia announced a new plan to attract multimillionaires. If you move to Australia and make a $5 million investment during their stay, you can gain citizenship, and I did some looking around, and there's some other countries that do this. The U.S., if you invest $500,000 and create at least 10 jobs, you can get a 2-year permanent resident visa and a permanent green card after the review of the business. I'd like to see that expanded to our immigration policy in terms of accepting people for citizenship and getting more people in that want to come in and create jobs or that have technical degrees. I think we spend a lot of time on the immigration policies that are not, they're not beneficial. They're certainly humanitarian in letting people in this family connection, things like that. But we need to attract investment. We need to attract engineers, people like that. The other story I want to touch on, and this is kind of sad, and it has a point to it. This is about this woman that had $10 million. She won the lottery in New Jersey. And, the jackpot was in New Jersey was recently $338 million. But this woman won the Canadian lottery, $10 million. And 10 years later, she's back in living in a rented house, working part-time, riding the bus, basically back on social welfare. And there's two things that I wanted to comment on this. Number one is the people spending money on this lottery. It is not the ticket to financial freedom for a lot of people. And number two, I see this happen not just with lottery winners, with inheritors, and it's very timely. We see a large transfer of money going from baby boomers to the next generation. and you've got to have some tools to be able to manage that wealth. And so if your parents out there, you want to think about your estate planning, and do you really want to give people that aren't prepared for it a big chunk of money? Not that they're not good people, your kids, but they're just not prepared to handle the money. So they say this woman, she did fortunately put some of the windfall in trust for her 6 children, but it becomes theirs at age 26. For someone that grew out of public housing, maybe age 26, maybe a little bit early. But she says she divided among her family the winnings. She gave $1 million to her parents, $1.75 million among her siblings. Once again, hey, that's great. I mean, that's very generous of them, but I can almost guarantee that those people have gone through it as well. She bought houses and rented them out to people at low rates. She paid people's rent. She offered loans for bail and business ventures. And before she knew it, she was taking vacations to Cancun, Florida, Las Vegas. She bought 4 cars, a Hummer, a Mustang, a Charger, a custom Cadillac Escalade. And this is for someone, she was a single mother on welfare. She struck it rich on Easter weekend in 2004. She didn't hire a financial advisor. And suddenly, she was left with $750,000. So she got a check for $10 million. And then, you know, within a couple of years, she was down to $750,000. Anyway, so we want people to be cautious, and the analogy to this is not that you're going to win the lottery, but if you're leaving a large inheritance to your children, make sure that they have some, maybe a financial advisor. Call us, we'll help you. We specialize in multi-generational families, helping pass the wealth from one generation to the next. You know, get some help. Make sure that your children have the tools that they need so that when they receive that inheritance, they don't just blow it on, you know, a Cadillac Escalade or something like that. It sounds, you know, people that worked hard for their money and earned it, you know, penny by penny and saved over the years, or built a business or something like that. The money, the value of it is completely different than somebody that just wakes up and their account balance is a large number. We see this all the time. And it's hard if you've saved and scrimped and built it to understand that someone does not place the same value on it. Not that money is the most important thing, but it's all the work and years of saving and investing that went into it. And so most people would never go out and just blow it because they know how long and how much effort it took. But when someone receives it that didn't go through that, a lot of times that is not passed along, and they don't value it, and they end up spending it and going through it very quickly. Well, that brings us to our first break. We'll skip on in the next section. We'll start talking about college and what parents and grandparents can do to help their young ones get ready to go out into the world. So for All Things Money, I'm David Blain. We'll be right back.